welcome to another class of computer lesson. So, let's continue this 8th chapter, problem solving. Here we discussed about some important shapes for using flowchart. So, let me remind you what are the boxes which is used in the flowchart. First, terminal box, then processing box, input or output box, then comparison or decision box, then flow lines. These are the things we have learned in this chapter. So let's go to a quick practice section. The question is, accept two numbers and multiply them. Print yes if the result is greater than 50, otherwise print no. The question is, accept two numbers and then multiply each number. Then the calculated result which is greater than 50, then printing statement is yes. Otherwise the printing statement is no. Then stop. So here first we need to write an algorithm. That means steps. First, start. Second step, accept two numbers. Accept two numbers. Then, third one, calculate the result. Here the calculate the result means product. Multiply two numbers. Multiply these two numbers. These two numbers. Then check the condition. If the result is greater than 50, then print yes. Otherwise print no. Calculate the result and if the result greater than 50, then print S. Else print no. Then 70 steps stop. So our flow chart, first start, then next accept two numbers, then next is multiply two numbers. So here the process or the operation, so that let's say A, B and here C equal to A into B. Then if C is greater than 50, that means which is in the diamond shaped box or condition box. If it is full, then print yes. Otherwise print no. Then false. Stop. Then next is let's do the answers. First, what is a flowchart? What is a flowchart? A flowchart is the graphical representation of sequence of instructions. So here, look at this. A flowchart is the first question, graphical representation of the sequence of steps required to solve a problem. Then second question, the box which is used for comparison. So which box is used for the comparison? Input output box, processing box, decision box, terminal box. Which box? So comparison, for the comparison we used decision box. Comparison, that is decision box. Then third one, a flow line is what? A flow line means a line which directs the flow from one box to another box. So the direction of flow from a one box to another box is known as flow line. So flow line means direction of flow. Direction is that a direction of flow of control. Direction of flow of control from one box to another. From one box to another. That is flow line. Then next question, which is the box used to hold instructions to process some act? So if you want to perform some operations, you need to write that statement in which box? Processing box. Which box? Processing box. Processing box. Processing box to do operations. To do operations. Then next, what is an algorithm? Algorithm is the step-by-step requirement technique, or step-by-step. It's the set of instruction in order to solve a problem. So what is the difference between a flowchart and an algorithm? So here algorithm, and in another column is flowchart. So algorithm is sequence of steps required to solve a problem. Sequence of steps required to solve a problem. And what about flowchart? It is the graphical representation of sequence of steps. Graphical representation of sequence of steps. Sequence of steps. Then next, in algorithm, it is easy to understand. Same as that of algorithm, flowchart is also easy to understand. Easy to understand both. Then it contains some shapes. Contains boxes. Contain boxes means terminal box, input output box, processing box, etc. Then next is a dash, fill in the blanks. A dash is the set of instruction in order to reach a solution of the problem. What is the set of instruction here? That is known as algorithm. So here the answer is algorithm. Algorithm is the set of instruction in the required order to reach problem. Then second one is dash is the graphical representation of the sequence of steps required to solve a particular problem. So what is that? Graphical representation means it is flow chart. Flow chart is the graphical representation of the sequence of steps required to solve a problem. Then which box is used at the end or beginning of the flow chart? It is the box which represents the end or beginning of the flow chart, that is terminal box. What is that? Terminal box. Then fourth one, the dash box is used for the input of data or output of the information, that is input box or output box. Then the sum is equal to x plus y statement will come in the dash box. Which box? Processing box. What is that box? Processing box. Either dash or dash written in the terminal box, start or stop. Then next, which box in a flowchart is used to suggest the input or output of the data? What is that box? Input box or output box. Then next, which box will you use for decision making? What is that? Decision box. Draw it here. Then so decision box means here is the decision box, it is diamond shape. So it represents decision box. Then next is which box will you use to print the sum of two numbers? Which box is used? Processing box. A rectangle shaped box, that is known as processing box. Processing box. Then next, which box is used for the instruction input x? That is input box. Input x, and which this is which box? Input box. Input box. The next is give an example to write an instruction in the processing box. Example for the processing box is examples for processing box. So first one we can say A is equal to B plus C. So we can include in the processing box. Then next, let's say A equal to B into C. Then third one A equal to we can say B by C. The next we can write any operations into the processing box. Average is equal to sum by n. So these are the statements which we can write in the processing box. Then what is algorithm? What is algorithm? Algorithm is the sequence of steps in order to require to solve a problem. What is a flowchart? How is it helpful making of a problem? Flowchart means it is the graphical representation, and how it is helpful means we can understand a flowchart very easily so that we can give a solution very easily for a problem. The next is draw and name various boxes used in the flowchart. So we can draw each. Boxes, then names. So what is the first box? Terminal box. box is terminal box. So this is the, what is the name of this box? Terminal box. Terminal box. Then next box, input or output box. So draw the input box here, and what is its name? Input box, or also we can say output box, because both the input statements and the output statements can write in that box. Output box. Then next is a rectangular box, and which is known as processing box. Processing box. Then next is, if you have any comparison, then you should write in comparison or decision box. It's a rhombus or diamond shaped box, which is known as decision box. Then finally, so these are the main important box. And one more thing, this is known as flow lines. Flow lines. It determines the direction of statements from one to another. That means the shape boxes or which are connected through the flow lines. Once again, the boxes are of 4 types, and including flow lines. The first one is terminal box, second one input or output box. Terminal box contains start and stop. We can print or read the statements which we should write in input box or output box. And the third one is processing box. You can process the operations in this box. That means operations, arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, etc. The next is conditional statements or comparisons, we should write in diamond shaped box, which we can call it as decision box. And finally, each box is connected through a line that is known as flow lines. The next is, let's do some solutions. Gautami has written an instruction, is A greater than 21 in input or output box. What wrong she has done? That means the question here is A greater than 21? So that is a condition or a comparison. So do you think it should write in input box? No, because these type of conditions or comparison should be write down where in decision box. So here the question is instruction. What is that instruction? Is A greater than 21? Is A greater than 21? So this is a comparison statement, so that we should write in decision box. So here is the decision box, and then write is A greater than 21. If the entered number is greater than 21, then it's true, otherwise it is false. The next is Sanjay has to write instruction input A in a flowchart. He is confused about which box to use. Draw the required box and write the instruction in. Sanjay has to write instruction input A in a flowchart. So he is confused about which box to use. So can you tell me which box can be used to help Sanjay? Which box? That is input or output box. Because it is an input statement, so that's why we can use which box Right. So here is the box and then write input A. Then next step, Anjali has calculated average of three numbers. Average is equal to n1 plus n2 plus n3 by 3. Draw required boxes and write instructions in the boxes and calculate and display average. So let's do it. Finding the average of three numbers. Finding the average of three numbers. So let's do it. Finding the average of three numbers. Finding the average of three numbers. So first we need to write the algorithm. The algorithm here is what is the input here? Input is three numbers. So just write input. Input is three numbers. Three numbers. So let's take A here, n1, n2 and n3. n1, n2, n3. So these are the three numbers for input. Then next step, what is the output we wanted to get? That is average of three numbers. So output is average. Then how can we find out the average? Simply adding the three numbers and then divided by the number of numbers. So here the numbers is 3. So n1 plus n2 plus n3 divided by 3. Yes. So let's do it. First one, step 1 is start. Then step 2, accept how many numbers? 3 numbers. So here the input is 3 numbers, so that we can write accept 3 numbers. Accept 3 numbers. 3 numbers, comma, n1, n2 and n3. n1, n2 and n3. Yes. The next step, third step, calculate the sum of these three numbers. Then only we can find out the average. So let's take a variable s. So s equal to n1 plus n2 plus n3. That is s, n1 plus n2 plus n3. Then next step, now we calculated the sum. Then after that we have to find out the average. So here sum s equal to n1 plus n2 plus n3. Then average comma a equal to yes, because the three values are stored in, that means the sum of three values are stored in the variable s. So s by 3. A equal to s by 3. Then fifth one, now we find out the average of three numbers, then we can print it. So fifth step, print the value of average a equal to value of average comma a. Average comma a. Then sixth step, after completing the whole process, then exit the program. So stop. So here are the algorithm. First one, start, then accept the three numbers n1, n2 and n3. Then next is find out the sum. Sum comma s equal to n1 plus n2 plus n3. Then find the average a is equal to s by 3. Then print the the value of average A, then stop. Next, draw the flow chart based on this algorithm. So first box is start or terminal box. Then accept how many numbers? 3 numbers. Accept 3 numbers. Then calculate the sum. S equal to N1 plus N2 plus N3. Then again, next processing box. A equal to S by 3. Then next print the average. So here is the printing statement. Print average comma A. Then stop the program. So here draw a terminal box and then write stop. Okay, start. It should be writing terminal box, then input or output box, then processing box, again processing. We can also write it as these two statements in one processing box, like this. S equal to N1 plus N2 plus N3. Then A is equal to S by 3. Then another input or output box, then the output box print average, then stop. And the last question, help Anjali to arrange the steps given below to create a flowchart to accept number and print it only in. Okay, so here the question is stop. The question is like this: stop, then a flow line, a word L, then another flow line Y, then next print A, then next accept A, then a decision box, that is A less than 0, then start. So here is the question. So we need to draw the correct flowchart. So that is first start. Yes. So start. Then next accepting the number. So here accepting the number A. So we need a flow line and then accept A. Then next is check the condition, is A less than 0. Is A less than 0. Then it contains two results. we know that is no and yes means a true condition and a false condition. So here is the false condition and here is the yes condition or true condition. Then if it is true, that means you enter the value which is less than 0, then print A. So here is the printing box, then print A. The next is false condition, that is if A is greater than 0, then go to stop. It's not connected, sorry. Stop. Then we can connect print A to the stop. Okay, once again start, then accept A, then is A less than 0, then if the condition is true, then print A. Then if the condition is false, then go to stop. So here is the correct flowchart. So today's class ends here. Let's wind up. So we will continue later in another class. Thank you.